Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on this Friday, July 16th. As we always say, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. We're going to talk a little bit today about a topic that people really don't like to talk about. A lot of people don't like to talk about it, and it's dying. We have Mickey Havner with us. Mickey is an end-of-life doula. If you are not familiar with what an end-of-life doula is or does, why don't you go ahead and explain that, Mickey, and we'll go from there.
Well, in a capsule, I educate, encourage, and empower people who are close to death and their families so that it makes it an easier transition for them.
And as we mentioned, people do not like to talk about dying. It's not something that you find at the dinner table on a regular basis or you get together with friends, but it's something that I feel is really important to talk about.
It is.
Personally, I want to talk about it because I know it's going to happen at one point or another in my life, in all of our lives. How do you approach somebody and get them to open up and talk about it?
Well, it's not easy to do, but you can sometimes refer to someone else's experience so that you can say, I was talking to my friend Jane, and she said when her parents died, they hadn't made very good plans. And I was wondering if we should talk about that a little more. Mm-hmm. And kind of ease them in with somebody else's story.
Right. So you want to make plans to make sure, if nothing else, that the people that you care about, the people that you love, are taken care of. You don't want to just dump this all on them without any kind of preparation.
Exactly. And you don't want them to have to be making major decisions when they're already very sad and stressed.
Right. It's not fair.
For them then to have to decide, am I going to be cremated or am I going to have a traditional burial? Or, what am I going to do with things? And if we talk about death ahead of time, and I don't mean like the week the doctor says you're on hospice and you're going to be gone next week.
When you're well, when you don't have any problem, talk about it. Make plans. Have your living will there.
It's very empowering. And you can do things like tie up all your loose ends if you're willing to talk about it. You can do that advance directive. You can plan for your vigil. Do you want all your neighbors to come in there when you're dying? Do you want soft music? Would you like to have essential oils flowing in the air around you? Different people want different things. You can plan for the disposition of your body, whether it's cremated or buried.
And what you decide one day, you may change the next day. I've changed 3 or 4 times of what I want done.
and that's okay.
Yeah, it is.
And if you have an advance directive and you've appointed a person who's going to be in charge of that last time, then you can always be in contact with that person and you can talk about, I've changed my mind.
Yeah.
I'd like to do something different. If you are willing to talk about it, you can talk to people like your doctor. Tell your doctor what you want. You can talk to your family, your pastor. At my church, Missouri Methodist, we have a file that people can come in and make plans, make plans for their funeral long before they need to.
Yeah.
And then it's there. So the pastor has a little bit of an outline of what you want or what hymns you want. And I think it's also really important to talk to your close friends. Let them know what you want because they'll be around. And if you talk about it, maybe it will make them more comfortable to be around.
I've read so many things and people saying, when I'm gone, don't mourn me. Just talk about me as if I'm still here. Laugh, carry on, and remember the good times that we had, because I'll still be with you. Even though my body may not be here, I'm still here. So just act as if I'm still around.
Yes, and that's why we've had a transition from old traditional funerals where people wailed
I remember that.
And I mean, they were very hard on people. Now we call those celebrations of life.
They're
and
called celebrations of life.
We
right.
talk about the good things people do.
Exactly.
One hospice I worked with had a social worker who would plan funerals.
Funerals.
And you would have a funeral before someone died. So you can have your funeral, tell those stories. Sometimes I read obituaries and I say, oh my goodness, I wish I had known that person.
Yeah.
If we have funerals, then those people know some of the things you did that nobody's ever talked about.
Just keep in mind, it's going to happen to you. It's going to happen to me. It's going to happen to each and every one of us. There is no escaping. There's no escaping
That's
it.
right.
We're going to pass on from this world to the next at one point in our life, just as sure as we were born. And it's not fair to dump it all on your loved ones without some kind of preparation there.
That's right. The other thing you can do, if you're willing to talk about it, you can make a when I die bag. I have a big satchel that has all my insurance papers, my will. It has songs and an outline for my funeral. It has the passwords to my computer.
You've got it all in your when I die bag.
Yes, and my daughter knows where it is, and we've talked about it. And so when that happens, she won't just be lost. She'll
Right.
know who the funeral director is, and
Right.
it'll make it easier.
It's a sad time when you lose somebody that you love, but it also should be a time of celebration. And remember, that person is still with you, no matter what. Right?
And we can start that conversation. You can either phone me or text me, or you can come to our Death Cafe on the fourth Saturday of each month.
And that's a Zoom, right?
That's a Zoom.
Okay.
But you have to contact me first so we can get you on the Zoom.
573-808-5541. It's not morbid, okay? It's something that's going to happen to all of us. 573-808-5541. Give her a call.
Thanks.
And set up for that Zoom. Bye-bye.